There's the Aatrox that we talked about for Zoom. We know he needed like a high AD threat in the top lane. He's going to have a winning matchup into the Ornn.
And the Infernal Drake, this one isn't getting spotted by the ward that JD Gaming put down, so they really don't have any knowledge of this after this wave, and it looks like JD Gaming are playing very well around that pressure from their Aatrox. They also have Luma roamed up towards his top lane, straight on the 8-minute mark. They're going to start the Herald right away, and all 10 members on the Rift are heading over. Biu takes some first shots, but maybe Zoom is the one that's actually overextended right here. The Ornhorn does come down. Is Zoom going to get away from this? No, he falls down to the Samira. Aiming, getting the first blood onto the board, and BLG are going to say thank you very much.
Touch on it real quick is that we do see Kanavi going towards that Moonstone Renewer. Of course, Lilia is a champion who can go for a few different mythics. Moonstone Renewer. You do have the Liandry's Anguish as well.
I'm going to have to cut you off as Yagao is found out in the river. Flashes instantly to take him down, and Kanavi might be the next target. Aiming is chasing.
We were actually talking before the broadcast that we didn't really expect either of these junglers to play Pantheon. We didn't see it out of Kanavi in Demacia.
Trying to free up Mark and aiming like you were talking about.
JDG, BLG have done a great job at just controlling the bot side river as a whole. We've seen Zika hovering. Zika!
Luma actually found out right here. Meteor is going to be right next to the play. Luma does use his exhaust, but can he get out of the play? Doesn't look like it. 3-man from JD. Seems like Meteor is just running away with the CS count right now. 46 CS ahead of the likes of the Bombi. This definitely looks like it's hunting season for Meteor.
I do want to highlight we have mythic advantages in different areas. Zoom has mythic, but Biu doesn't. But Aiming also has Immortal Shield Bow to where Loken does not have his mythic item. So this could be massive depending on the formation of the fight. Aiming feeling really strong going into this one.
We finally see Yagao pop his ultimate. Destiny is going to go straight into the backline, but Biu is there to cut the stun off. Aiming is still alive somehow through all of this, and Luma goes down. They finally find the kill onto Aiming in the backline. Zoom is basically untouched right here. Nobody can deal with this Aatrox, with World Ender is going to try and chase Meteor down. The first flash doesn't hit, but the gold card comes in, and they finish off the kill. JD Gaming are able to turn things around in this team fight. Great play by the likes of Yagao, just sniping out Aiming throughout those layers of defenses that BLG were able to put up.
Immortal Shield Bow, even in other cases for like say Graves, all comes down to more composition, to where I feel like Gale Force is a good item for snowballing and finding priority targets when that's your role in the comp, to where...
I'm gonna have to cut you off. Luma steps a little bit too far forward just to place a pink ward. He's caught up by 4 people on the map. Great ambush coming in from BLG, and that's 15 seconds right before the Drake is going to come off. BLG trying to take hold of this advantage and find even more picks. They do catch out Yagao. Yagao has to pop his perfect timing right there, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out of this one. This is going to lead BLG straight towards the Baron, and once again, we're going to see a great ambush play coming out with BLG. Great patience on dropping those pink wards.
And you asked me if BLG were going to use the Shurelya's battle song defensively, Clement Shu. That's not what BLG are here to do. They are here to be the aggressors. And JDG not in a good position.
Zika is trying to zone out the likes of Kanavi. He does still have his flash, so can't possibly go into the Baron pit. Never mind, they go over the wall just to find him, make sure that they're going to take down this Baron, but it's still alive. It's still counting low. And who's actually going to take this Baron down? Oh, Meteor still comes over the wall to take that away. It was almost disaster. But wait a minute. It still might be a disaster for BLG because Zoom is incoming. He is in World Ender form, and he is killing every single member of BLG. This is going to be very close to an ace right now. Biu is still caught on the wrong side of the map. And what do you know? BLG, after finding 2 picks, after securing the Baron, JD Gaming still drop the hammer on them, and the white flag comes out from Luma, telling them to surrender.
This is absolutely tragic for the side of BLG. They're doing everything right. They're finding the vision. They're finding the picks. But sadly, Zoom's Aatrox is coming in 1v4. BLG realized, hey, we can't fight this guy. Jump over the pit to find the rest of the kills, but Aatrox still too strong. You talked about the Gore Drinker. Sterix Gauging well, of course, now gives you... My only question is if maybe they're afraid of sending Zoom to a side lane because of how many engage tools that BLG has, right? Gragas with the Shurelya's battle song, Zika having the Predator. BLG can pull the trigger very fast if Zoom does show on a side lane.
Okay, it does look like Biu is going to try his luck onto this one. Does use the W to get out of the crowd control right here, but Zoom is super happy to just throw it down and go in 1v4. There really is nothing that BLG can do to him. He's been playing absolutely super aggressive into the entire front line of BLG, and he's getting away with it so beautifully. Look, he's 3v1 in the mid lane, and he doesn't have a care in the world because he is that Aatrox. We do see Yagao coming in potentially for the flank, but Zoom is still going in. They're going to go for the backline. Kanavi does get knocked back, but he's going to be able to walk out of this one just okay. And look at aiming. He's going in, trying to challenge Zoom, but Zoom is just healing way too much HP. He's pretty much playing a 1v4 on the front side and coming out ahead. How is this possible? There is Grievous Wound on this roster, but Zoom just doesn't care. The Stair Gauge comes in, and with those Bloodlust stacks, he is still over 50% HP. Aiming has thrown everything at this man, but he's getting no results whatsoever. And on the other side of the map, it is just a clean house situation for Loken. JD Gaming take the team fight without losing a single member. Wow.
Yeah, and JDG can just attack the whole map now. They can take Dragon, mid lane turret, and Baron at the same time. You said it right there. Zoom is just too far ahead. Aatrox with all of these items and Moonstone, Renewer, Lilia just feels like the old Hecarim Yumi combo. There's nothing they can do to take down Zoom. And again, mid lane turret, they're taking down Baron. They should very easily be able to turn to Dragon after this. Throw the 2 Ocean Drakes on top of that, like, you just don't have ways to kill them. It just feels a bit hopeless for BLG at this point.
What do you think BLG can do right now? Because in that team fight, it was a 3v1. I'm sorry, I have to cut myself off right here, but Zoom finds another target in Mark. He's taken into the death realm right there, just trying to get some vision down for his team, but isn't going to find anything. We see a teleport by Yagao just to push the waves out and set up around this top lane tower push, as we see Zoom and Lumao now wrapping through the jungle, trying to cut this one off. Very good play on the side of JD Gaming, and it's just amazing to see how they're able to turn a game that seems so much in the favor of BLG. They are going to try to find a pick onto Yagao. He does blow his flash, and he finally goes down to the collateral damage.
But it doesn't matter, Clement. JDG are still a source of income that JDG can't choke you out from. The big problem, though, is we have Drake coming up in 3 minutes, and that's Soul for JDG. So BLG can't just keep ignoring them and looking for these picks to get back into the game.
Definitely feels like BLG have to try something sooner rather than later at this point. They are fighting a 5v4 into this bottom lane with the potential of Zika to actually chase in here. Are BLG going to take it? Yagao is showing on the map, and it does look like BLG are charging forward, but they don't find the explosive cast, and they decide better on this play. Now it's Zoom's turn to charge in here. Zika is going to play a teleport into the backline, but it looks like it's a little bit too far. And once again, Zoom is surviving for so goddamn loud. Wow, that was a great 3-man taunt, but it doesn't matter. Zoom is still over 50% HP. Zika is going to come down. The Gourd Drinker does come out, and he does stay alive for a little bit longer, but they do find the main carry kills. It's going to be a triple kill for Loken right here as he does fall down to Meteor. And finally, Yagao is here to pick up the pieces. Can they actually find the ace? It does look like it's gonna be lights out for BLG. That's went wrong right there.
First of all, I still think it's just coming down to that same problem. It doesn't matter how many times you try to like.
They had Yagao showing. They definitely knew that that was a potential, but they still went for it. Do you, as a coach, would you recommend that play if your team is that far ahead? Never?
No, definitely no. The viewer in me loves it. The coach in me would be like, guys, 3 minutes until Dragon, let's chill.
It's okay because JD Gaming still pick up the Dragon anyway. They're going to channel that straight into a team fight, and we see Zoom on the flank right here. Yagao's going to pop in, find that gold card onto Aiming. Aiming has to walk out of the team fight, and here comes Loken. But Loken's actually going to drop before Aiming does, and that's going to change the team fight into BLG's favor. They're chasing forward. Their AD carry is still very much alive right here. Zoom is the one that has to hold the fort down. He does pop the Gourd Drinker, buys a lot of time, but Aiming is just has too much sustain to be taken down right there. Loken pulled the trigger, didn't find the target, and Aiming is now going to shift this game back into BLG's favor. They're playing a 2v5, pushing down the mid lane, and what are JD Gaming trying to do right here?
Clement, I'm actually speechless. There was no way that JDG should lose any fight. I guess the only way is if Loken literally runs into the enemy team by himself, giving BLG the only window they could have found. This should even out. This should equal out to a Baron for BLG. JDG still have Soul, but I'm still a bit lost for words that actually happened.
Oh. The Immortal Shield Build coming out huge for Aiming, getting that Infernal Trigger and the sustain at the right moment, keeping himself alive. And as you said, this Baron is going to go over to to BLG. They're gonna try and catch Yagao once more. He really has nowhere to run. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, and in this case, the hard place is going to be that Zika Galio. And what a turn of events. We thought this was gonna be JD Gaming in the books. It looked so damn easy for them, but now they're looking at a BLG push, 5v4. What are they gonna be able to get out of this one?
Clement, they were 7k gold up on Soul Point with a 10-kill Kaisa. This game was done and dusted. It was done, but mistakes bringing BLG back into the game. They're going to keep going for this push. Yagao is still down for 30 seconds, so this is BLG's time to double down on the play and just look for the engage.
Oh, BLG looks like they are trying to end the game just right here, right now. The explosive cast is up for Mark. Are they going to be able to find the target? A lilting lullaby hits 4 people on the roster, and JD Gaming are going to engage 4v5 in this situation. Kaisa does find the first kill, but aiming is still very much alive. Zoom, however, going in, chunking down aiming. This time, Loken is not going to fail a second time. He finds the assassination onto aiming. Triple kill for Loken, and once again, the fates are reversed. We are seeing the teleport down for Zoom. They're going to look for another inhibitor off screen, but doesn't look like it. He's just going to waste more time away.
My God.
Oh, is he going to? Oh, please, no way. Mark is making this a very nice merry-go-round chase, but I think the story is finally going to end right here as he does get tagged up by Kaisa.
He did pull the
Positioning to BLG, as BLG can control the ramps a little bit better in this situation. We have Zika moving towards the play, and BLG are going to start this one. Very tense moments for both teams. Kanavi is getting zoned out away from the Dragon Pit, but Zoom is going to create space for him. He does find Mark, and the death sentence does go down. Zika comes in, and wait a minute, Zika actually takes the Elder Dragon. Is this going to be a turnaround for BLG? Kanavi is so goddamn low. Zoom is backing out of the fight, and it does look JD Gaming are going to do a complete disengage, but the base is being tackled right now. Kanavi finally goes down. Biu goes down as well, but BLG are going to win the front phase of this fight. It's going to come down to the base race. Can BLG actually finish off the members quick enough to go home and defend against the split push of the likes of Yagao? Zoom is popping Hysterics Gauge. He's still so goddamn healthy. This is going to come down to the wire. No one is really coastal enough. Mark is coming in, and no, he can't save the base. Yagao with the 200 IQ play. JD Gaming playing risky all this time, but this is their style. This is their statement.
Galio, I think this pick does make sense in the context of the conversation we just set up, where we're like, hey, we're gonna have two very volatile side lanes. It feels like they could break hard in one way or the other. So BLG gonna keep doubling down on their intruistic strengths as a team.
Yagao's hit up right here. It does look like a 2v2 that's developing. Yagao does flash out, and good play by Kanavi. He's actually blocking all of the shots. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade with Kanavi picking up the double buffs, and he's going in for more. He still has a flash right here, and he does force
too often, and it is going a lot more like we kind of expected, where Samir and Grog is coming out ahead.
Again, Yagao is being targeted right here. He has no summoner, is knocked up against the wall, and he's going to fall down. Zika takes 2 turret shots, but he's completely fine taking the hit for the team, and Meteor does find the kill onto that one. In the meantime, Biu is getting that 3rd ring procced by Zoom. He is very low on HP, and Zoom is actually going to flash, going to go in for the kill right here. Biu already expended his adaptable shield. But Zoom is getting sandwiched here between Mark, the support, and the top lane in Biu. A beautiful stun combo comes out, and Zoom did not see that coming. Are outnumbered here with Meteor being on the top side of the map. Kanavi is going to go down pretty low, but he should be completely safe right here. And JD Gaming are going to take away the first Infernal Drake, right? Okay, Kanavi does take it. A little bit of a gasp coming from me. This does look like BLG should be able to take this one fairly easily. However, Zoom is hanging around the play. The Destiny is being popped. The gate isn't being taken, however. And on the flip side, it is BLG that are trying to go in onto this one. They do find the likes of Zoom. He's going to go down, and it looks like game 1 being replayed all over again. Zoom getting caught out amongst the trees. Loken is trying to rotate, but he's very much slow to the play, and Biu is going to find the stun for another kill. Loken finally comes in, but this is a 3v5. Are JD Gaming really going to chance this one? It's a 3-man sleep, and they do find 1 kill in return. Kanavi isn't done just yet. He just popped his flash, and aiming is the one going into the 3-man, but he gets deleted instantly. Kanavi comes out huge with the pick, and how is this happening? JD Gaming, you're not supposed to be able to play these team fights where you don't have the numbers advantage, but they make it work regardless. What am I watching? JD Gaming come out of the 3v5, and they take away all of those.
it quickly feels like this is going in the same direction as last game.
That top lane gap is just way too large. Kanavi does find the slow and the sleep, forces out the flash away from aiming, and he is
to that Baron and look for the decisive play.
In the LPL, we don't call that a coin flip, we call that pushing your advantage, and Zoom is definitely doing just that into the top side. He's going to take this 1v2. Kanavi is rotating in, but it's still going to be a 2v3 situation. Never mind, Zoom gets his first kill. Aiming is going in, but when Zoom finds the second kill, and Kanavi is in a pretty dangerous situation. However, help is coming for him. Aiming is knocked down, and oh my god, how is Zoom doing this once again? He's just showcasing himself to be just the better player. The counter picks don't matter. The numbers don't matter. Zoom is going to take you down regardless.
And JDG just doing a great job of playing through this top side. I'm not quite sure why Mark and Zika are still here. Mark's going to get locked down, but you have diversified their like item spread.
And aiming is definitely feeling the brunt of that damage. Mark actually misses the flash as he goes in. Really good play by Loken. He dashes out, and he's going to find the kill on the return as well. Bubu is caught in such a bad position. Aiming has to get his ass out of there as well, and Bubu caught behind enemy lines. Where can he actually go from this one? Destiny is going to come in. They're not going to let this kill get away, and it was a good attempt on the side of BLG, but unfortunately for them, they're a little bit too far behind. Amy still trying to rush into the play. They're trying to go for Kanavi, but a great condemn coming out from Loken actually stops it, and Lumao tries to keep Zika in play. Zika actually able to get out of that one, trade one kill back, and this fight is still going. It's going to be a 2v2. Amy goes in, but he doesn't have the damage anymore. Summoner's all down, doesn't get the Infernal trigger, and Zoom is going to clean up that kill with the 3 mark. Yagao chancing into this fight. Kanavi is back in. There's nothing Meteor can do, and it definitely feels like Zika and Meteor are playing with a bit of tilt here, trying to find those return kills where I don't think they have any chance on these. Kanavi's going to continue chasing as he does have the extra movement speed coming in. Does tag it again. Zoom is still chasing, gets the 3 proc, and that's going to be the extra movement speed. Meteor has to run, has to escape.
Comp wants to do. You have the Shirelias, you have the Camille, you want to run forward.
Oh no, Mark is about to go down right here. Aiming pops the W to try and shield him from some damage. Doesn't really work out. One projectile is not going to keep Mark alive, and he kind of dies out of nowhere. That's a lot of wave clear and engage potential, so Kanavi is just going to walk straight in, gets the sleep down, and they get the cleanse away from Aiming. Aiming's still ticking down on HP. Bubu, on the meantime, trying to find something on the back end of that. He really should pick his fights a little bit better because that did absolutely nothing, and Bubu just going to go down for free.
And JDG, great positioning.
Tower, you get the Drake, you get the bot as well. So gold in the favor of JD Gaming. We're going to see that Shirelia's battle song being popped, trying to find Loken. Loken's in a 4v1 situation. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of this one, but he's sure going to make it close. So BLG finally make use of this pick composition. They find BLG to answer this. They might just have to give this one away by the looks of it. Question mark coming out from Zoom. Not really understanding that play from Zika. Definitely a good attempt by Bubu to get something going, but Yagao with the Destiny can just arrive at the scene faster.
Yeah, and again, we already have Soul for the side of JDG, Elder coming up in a few minutes. It feels like the plan for BLG at this point is just buy time.
It could definitely happen. Their hopes are definitely on Loken in this one. He's the hyper carrier of the team. Maybe if he falls down early, they can find something. But JD Gaming, they're going to start the Baron up right here. They're in a massive advantage. It's going to be up to Meteor to hopefully get into the pit. Meteor is actually going to get knocked back by the likes of Lumao, taken away by Showstopper, and this is going to be a massive sleep. 2 people are slept up here. Mark is likely going to go down as Lumao continues to chase him, does fall to Kanavi and the DOT damage. Zika goes down as well, and Bubu is continuing to push, so not really showing up on the fight whatsoever. He does get 1 tower for his troubles, but probably not enough, and JD Gaming are going to continue the onslaught.
And it's just not worth, in my opinion. I understand BLG don't have many options. There really isn't a better choice than what they decided to do, but JDG can just keep pushing, potentially look for the base. That timer's still 20 seconds on Zika.
JD Gaming with Yagao are coming back to make a statement. Of course, they always have slow starts to the seasons, but when they have their full rosters on, they look as good as always. Your top 2 best team in the LPL last year and in 2019 as well. They're going to be putting the finishing touches onto this one. Can BLG find a kill? Can they stave off this onslaught? There's still one cannon minion going in, and Zoom does find the stun lockup onto the likes of Mark. Mark does go down. It's going to be a 5v4 from here on out, and BLG are running for their fountain. They can't take up this damage. It's going to be a 4-man sleep coming in from Kanavi as he just throws shade onto BLG as they hunker down in their own fountain. Nothing much that they can do. Zika still has some fight in him. He goes up, he gets a taunt, but it's too little too late, and congratulations to JD Gaming. They put a W next to their name onto the win column.
Beautiful to see from JDG, right? They had a very...
4, man, for sure.
Definitely JDG answering some questions, right? Lose to IG, who's a potential top team, beat